Hello ladies and gents, another video brought to you by Ants Hood, and this one's going to be about my Polyrhachis Dives and their bioactive terrarium setup. Now this video was taken about 2 weeks after I made the terrarium and before I put the ants in, if I remember rightly. Now I can't believe I've had this terrarium set up for about 2 months and I've done some bits and bobs to it but I've not done a video on it, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe just slipped my mind, who knows. Well, this is what it looked like when I first put it together, just before I put the ants in, like I said before, and this is what it looks like now. Now, for a start, I do apologise for the obscure angle, because it doesn't really make it helpful to do a decent comparisons, but I've still got the old outworld attached to it, which is here. Now, due to the oversize and expansion of my Camponotus nicobarensis, I've had to put the outworld like this, with the tubing connected around the sides going into the side so it's out of the way. If you click the card on the top right now, it will take you to the videos of me building my terrarium. Now, when I first moved them, connected them all up, I expected it to be quite a quick move. Well, I say quite quick, not a massively quick move, but fairly prompt, because these guys have quite high temperature and humidity requirements. Now if you look here, you can clearly see that it's 22 degrees or something, and the humidity's like lower than what they want, but they still won't move out of the old nest. Now I was thinking about maybe setting up a satellite nest, because if Polyrhachis do have satellite nests and there's queens still in here, I can disconnect it and then get 2 colonies for the price of 1. But I haven't done my research on that yet, and I'm not going to do anything without making sure it's correct. And even then, if I do that, there's no guarantee that there's either a queen in the terrarium or there's a queen in the old nest. Now, I think there is one in the terrarium, to be fair, but I just don't know. As you know from my other videos about my polys, you know that they can have more than 1 queen. Now, I've never seen a queen, but I think this here is a queen. She was so much bigger than the worker here, and compared to the other workers, and she was going to and from the old outworld into the new outworld. So I'm pretty sure that there's a queen. They've got more than 1 queen, obviously, and there's a queen in each, because I've got elites coming from both areas. So the likelihood is I've got queens in both areas, but I just don't know. Now, before we start talking about the terrarium itself, let's look at my ants. Now, as you can see here in the time-lapse of them feeding, there's still loads of them. They're still growing. They're doing really well in this setup because it meets their requirements awesomely. They've got debris to build the nests with, loads of it, and I'll show you their new nest shortly. They've got the temperature and humidity requirements, and they've got a 3D environment they can explore, so they're happy as, I was going to say a swear word then, happy as pig in muck. Now, I never get this behaviour at all, but their obsessive need to walk around with dead ants all day, every day, still confuses me. This outworld's huge. They've got plenty of spaces to have a trash, and there is some areas they tend to dump their rubbish. But no, I want to walk around all day long with one of my dead mates. The logic defies me. And oh yeah, it doesn't have to be freshly dead ants. They'll walk around with mouldy ants. They'll walk around with bits of ants. It don't matter. They just like to go for walks with the dead. Now, if the ant zombie apocalypse ever happens, it's going to be because of Polyrhachis Dives, I'm telling you. As you can see from the clips that I've put up with it in this video so far, my springtails have exploded and they're doing really, really well. Great cleanup crew, along with the wood lice or arthropods, I think it's called, I don't know. I've got some grey ones here and I've got some orange ones here. This is Big Bob. Big Bob is huge. No one messes with Big Bob. He's like the rule of the roost in the terrarium. Even the ants leave him alone, because Big Bob's the man. Now, what I do love about this terrarium is it's such a 3D environment. I mean, there's little nooks and crannies everywhere. Some intentional that I put in, like take this cork bark, little branch that's like broken to bits that I've kind of laid down, so as if a branch was falling down, slowly breaking apart. Looks really cool, I think, anyway. I think it looks cool, and it gives them little nooks and crannies to hide in. And there's loads of unintentional nooks and crannies, like they've kind of not woven but made tunnels in the moss. You can't really see it on this video, but tunnels in the moss where they can just cut around inside it. They haven't woven it together, so I know they're not nesting under the moss. But as you can see here, as we move up, here we go, there we go. If you can look at the point between the moss and the wood, there's debris which has been woven together and 2 entrances. Now, they've set up here probably because it's the highest heat temperature, around 33, probably a bit low because it's away from the glass, and the humidity is probably the best for them here too. Now, even though this is the highest temperature and highest humidity, like I explained a second ago, I was quite surprised I moved into this area because I didn't really expect it. I thought they might set the nest up behind this because it's arced. this bit of cork bark, but they didn't. They actually dug underneath it, and I was always under the impression that polys don't dig, but they do blatantly, because they've dug a little bit. I'm not sure how much they've excavated. It doesn't look like a lot, to be fair, but they've definitely excavated into the mud underneath the cork bark and into the cork bark as well, I think. And they've got the entrances, they've put a bit of debris and weaving it together. Now this bit here above where you're looking at now, where one of the entrances is, I've got no idea why they're weaving that area together. It doesn't seem to be attached to the main nest, but yet again, I don't know what's going on inside. There could be a tunnel going into the wood, because this is why I picked the cork bark, because there's little nookie holes like you can see here all over the place, and there's tunnels going through it, so it's probably why they've done it. Now going back a sec, when I said that big bit of wood that's in the middle of the terrarium you can see to the right here, I expect them to nest inside this here, but they didn't. Now I think it's because maybe the temperature wasn't quite right, but they've got nothing to anchor themselves to. So in hindsight, I think I'd probably put one of the dead little trees I've got inside the old outworld here into there, so they've got something to weave into. Then they might have moved in there. But either way, it's too late to change it now, so I'm leaving it be, and they seem happy where they are, so leave them to it. Now the plants are doing surprisingly well. I am no plant person, and I knew that I was making a microclimate inside of this, and I wasn't sure if the plants that I picked would do well. But you can clearly see the peace lily, the nerve plants are doing really well. This bushy thing in the end, not doing so well. But if you can see here, there's a nice little bushy base to it, which the ants are loving to crawl around. Probably gonna die, to be fair. But if it does, no dramas. I think I might either put another plant in there, which I've got one lined up, or more likely just put the moss over there, so it's not all over compact with plants. Now this other plant in the right of this picture is doing pretty well as well. It's growing really loads and loads and loads. The only thing I have to worry about all of this is making sure, especially with the little grassy thing at the back left, as you can see here, doesn't get too overgrown and then gives the access for the ants to escape. So I just need to keep an eye on that. But other than that, everything's doing really well, and I'm really pleased with the outcome of this terrarium. I really advise anybody that wants to take the next step to watch my videos to see how a complete novice at making terrariums like myself did it, and you can have a successful one like mine. Now if I can do this, guys, you can. I really do suck at stuff like this, but I managed to pull it out of the bag. And if I can pull it out of the bag with a bit of research, so can you. But anyway, that's enough of me blabbling on about rubbish. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe. I'm really pleased with how my channel's taken off. 120 subscribers, 20 in the past week or two. Really pleased with that, guys, so thanks for supporting my channel. I've also got a Facebook group. Pop onto there, you can ask me questions directly or give me abuse. Either way, I take it on the chin. And please come and say hi. It's Ants Hood. You can find me on Facebook. I'm thinking about doing Instagram, but never done it before, so give me advice if you want about that one. Who knows. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking rubbish. Have a good weekend, guys, and I'll see you next time.